Alright everyone, welcome back to Street City Studio. I'm John, and in this video I got a couple new figures to show you. This morning I had to go to the post office, and there's a local toy shop over by the post office. I figured I might as well stop in there. I was hoping to find some Star Wars The Vintage Collection. I was hoping to find maybe Cad Bane or something, but they did not have Cad Bane for me. They didn't have any Star Wars I was very interested in. I would have even settled for like a Size Noodles or some band members. But regardless, when they didn't have any Star Wars, I started looking at the Marvel Universe, because I've been looking at Marvel Universe a lot lately, right? I have Epic Heroes to thank for that, right? I used to collect the Marvel Universe figures, and I really been pretty much out of Marvel since they stopped doing the 3 3/4, you know? So I was pretty excited to see these guys back. And if you've been following the channel, you know this Cyclops led me to buy this Marvel Universe Cyclops last week. I think it was last week, right? But so, let me get him out. So anyways, because of that, I started looking over at their Marvel figures, and lo and behold, they had a couple that I didn't mind getting. First and foremost, we'll take a look at the Astonishing X-Men Cyclops, right? From the Infinite Series line. Not exactly Marvel Universe, but I think most people count them as the same line. Just different packaging, right? More or less the same line. And now, I've said it a couple times on the channel now here, and I feel kind of foolish saying it again and pointing it out, but I am not the biggest Cyclops fan. But what I do want to point out is, when I saw this, this is my favorite Cyclops costume, right? I never liked the classic hooded, covered head look, right? I didn't really understand his costume, looked kind of silly or whatever. And then when they went to something like this or this, it made more sense. It was a little more tactical. You know, but it's real heavy in the straps and the pouches, right? The belts. This is just real clean and simple. But, you know, a little more serious, I guess. I like it. Now, a couple things I've noticed already, right? I think these Marvel figures, these Marvel Universe figures, are known for having some paint defects and whatnot, right? But there's, I don't know how well you can see it, but he's got a little gold, right, on his elbow right there. He's got, seems to be a lot of gold right there, overspilling, kind of connecting the lines. And I don't know, are his shoulders supposed to match with the lines, or is one supposed to have lines and the other doesn't? You guys let me know, because I'm gonna be looking that up later. It seems like those lines are missing, but maybe they're just not supposed to be there. But there definitely seems to be some paint issues. I do like that. Just like this one, he can put his hand up there for his blast. You know, I will say it seems like he's got real loose ankles here. That Electro I grabbed the other day too seems to be the same way. So that's not my favorite thing, but they're older. I get it. trying to add a lot of articulation at a time where figures this size hadn't traditionally had a lot of articulation like this, ankles and wrists. But here we are, 10 years later, and they've just decided to get rid of them, right? That's their solution. But I mean, that's why this figure does not compare, right? It doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't play the same. Now this one, he's gonna, because of them loose ankles, he's not gonna want to stand for very long, I think. As soon as I let him go, he's balanced, but give him a minute and he'll fall over, I think. I don't want to get his hand back, but I don't want to touch it. Yeah, that's what we're here for, right? Let's do it anyways. But I am, while I'm not a big fan of Cyclops, when I saw this figure, I mean, it was affordable. It didn't break my bank. So I thought, well, since I've been on this Cyclops kick, I might as well have my favorite version of him. Right? I kind of want to pull this off him. Stick it on him and see what it looks like over here. No, it's going down too far. It doesn't fit him quite the same. It wants to pop off once I got it on his lens. I can probably get it to stay further. There we go. Get his head to look up. He's got some good neck articulation. He looks up and down. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. He's kind of blasting upwards. Get crouched out a bit here. Yeah, it popped right off. It's not a bad figure. It's not amazing. I'm not super impressed with some of these paint apps, but I think this Marvel Universe line was pretty known for having some jinky paint apps, right? Like I said, even this Cyclops, he's pretty clean, but you can see some blue in through his joints, his ankles, and now that I'm looking at it, even his wrists, right? Even the cuffs on his wrists kind of show through some blue a bit. I don't know how well it translates, how well you can see it in the camera, but don't love it. Alright, we'll move on though, because I got two figures today, and this one I'm a little more excited about, because I've had about enough of Cyclops. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Cyclops fan, so that might be the last Cyclops I ever need. But I also got Marvel Universe Namor. And I was noticing this one also has a couple paint defects here, paint issues. But I was in sore need of a Namor, and this is kind of the one I need, I guess. I like this one a lot. I like that he has pants on instead of just the Speedo. I like the vest. I like the gold accents, the heavy belt and the shoulder pads, right? He's got a very regal, kingly kind of look. He doesn't want to stand either. See, these guys need some stands. And his trident, man, that trident looks cool. It's got a lot of details on it. Turn it around here. Oh, that side's kind of flat. I didn't really notice that, I guess. That's nice. But like I said, he does have some issues as well. He's got a little gold splashed onto his front here, as I can tell there. It's not really supposed to be there. Right? He seems to have some sort of scuff on his face, and I don't know if that's from the paint job or from like a kid playing with it. I tried to rub it off a little bit. I didn't see much happen. He's got this pink spot on his forehead. But now I think that pink is the wash they used to get in his muscly cracks, because there's the same kind of pink in between on all of his muscle definition. So I think that's kind of what it was. Just some leftover paint from the wash or whatever. He's got a couple spots like that. He's got a little gold on his back. Right. He's got a little of his pants color bleeding over to the wing, where it's supposed to kind of be an open window of skin tone. Right there too. See? That's alright. I needed a Namor. I really did. This is the only Namor I have at the moment. And that's a pretty decent one. I'll take it. I like it. Like I said, he's got a nice regal look. Nice stoic, angry face. He works. He works. I shouldn't need anything more than that. It's figures like this, man, I really wish they had kept going with the line and making improvements. Right? Growing the line instead of cutting back. But I get, that's their decision or whatever. But now, again, I'll point out, right, instead of the perfected version of this, now we've got a less perfect version, or an equally imperfect version for different reasons, right? Instead of giving us definitive versions. And I get it. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe they don't see the return. They don't see a big enough fan base or something. But I really like some of these figures a lot, man. Even with all their flaws here. All their little paint defects and stuff, right? Even though he's not my favorite character. Right? And again, like I think I said it yesterday, he might not be my favorite character, but he's kind of an important character in the stories, right? He's a pivotal character, right? If I want, where is he? I'm looking around. Where I'm looking. If I want any Wolverine and Cyclops rivalry, I need a Cyclops, right? And that's kind of the point, I think, right? I am a Wolverine fan. And for the same reason, I'm going to get an Omega Red or Lady Deathstrike or any Wolverine Sabretooth, right? I don't think Sabretooth's a great guy. I'm not a fan of Sabretooth in that way. Right? But because of his rivalry with Wolverine, who I am a fan of. So likewise, I think, just to fill out that shelf, I don't necessarily have a lot of love for Cyclops, but definitely his blast effect caught my attention. Right? That's cool on a shelf. That makes Cyclops stand out on a shelf. Right? And so that kind of got the ball rolling, I guess. Like I said, when I saw this one, he's my favorite. So, I mean, I had to get him. Just because, like I said, if I'm going to have Cyclops, I might as well have the best one, or my favorite one. But this one, that's the standout for today. He's the winner for today. I really like that vest. The scaled look to it, the gold accent on the shoulders. His little silvery wings. He's a great figure. It's a great looking figure. Kinda want a 3 3/4 MCU Namor. I don't necessarily think they used Namor as well as they could have or should have, but I liked some of the gold armor and jewelry and the feathers and stuff. I liked the look of him. He was really cool looking. I didn't dislike any of the look of that Namor. I kind of want a 3 3/4, but this one is the pinnacle comic book version. I think the only way they could do better than this is maybe a long-haired version, right? With them heavy gauntlets on his arms and spiky gauntlets with the long hair. That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. But otherwise, this is the definitive comic book version for me. I think that about does it, really, for Cyclops and Namor for now. Right? I won't need another Cyclops or another Namor for a little while, I think. For the foreseeable future. Unless they release some different ones or some newer ones I haven't seen before. Right? Let's get him close up just to get a good look at him. I like that one a lot, man. He's the winner. Even the details on his little belt, man. I can't tell what it is, but there's definitely stuff going on it. Try and zoom in on it maybe, man. Yeah, I can't tell what's going on there, but there's some details or faux details, fake details, implied details, I guess. It's neat though. It looks good. It looks detailed. There we go. Yeah. If it weren't for these paint issues, these would be really top notch. I guess there really are quite a few paint defects, but they still, even with the defects, they look pretty decent, you know? They don't look too rough. Well, what about you guys? You guys want to let me know down in them comments? You got a favorite Cyclops costume? I really like that trench-coated look on this costume. And I do like the brown leather jacket on this look, too. But that would be my favorite, with that brown leather being next up, I guess. And then this coming up after that, I guess. And like I said, for Namor, I think my favorite look would be either this or that long-haired with the heavy gauntlets. But that movie version was cool too. I don't know that it's my favorite, but it was pretty cool too, man. It's very true to the character's costume, right? With the green trunks and the gold bracelets, and that all made sense visually. But yeah, I'll be glad not to have to look at another Cyclops on the shelf. Any Cyclopses I see on the shelf, I can just keep walking. Yeah. But yeah, let me know what's your favorite Cyclops, what's your favorite Namor. Shoot, let me know whatever you want in the comments, really. But I think that's about it today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, taking a look at these figures. You keep playing with them toys, and I'll talk to you again real soon.